Great. Should we get started?
Yeah, absolutely. But people are going to keep trickling in, but we will go ahead and get rocking and rolling.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks everybody for joining. Super excited to be here with you all. How's everybody doing? We could give another minute or two for folks to join in. In the meantime, drop in the chat. Would love to hear where you're from and what excited you about today's webinar. Today, we'll be talking about how pet professionals can win with Google local services ads. This is an exciting new way for businesses to appear in Google search results, get leads from potential customers that they might not know about. And yeah, we'll also record this webinar as well. So if you have to leave or weren't able to attend, we've got you. So for those who don't know me, my name is Brian Crotein. I lead partnerships here at MoeGo. What is MoeGo, you might ask? MoeGo is an end-to-end business platform built specifically for pet services businesses, designed to simplify operations and help pet businesses scale with ease. So today I'm here with my buddy Caleb Jones, CEO of Boi Marketing. Caleb, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Excited to be here. Tell you guys all about local service ads and the kind of impact that they could have on your business.
Yeah, Caleb, it's great to have you here. Tell the audience a little bit about Boi Marketing.
Yeah, so Good Boy Marketing is a lead generation company for the pet industry specifically. We partner with people to help them fill their calendars, stay busy, and connect with more pet parents locally.
Love it. Well, I'm excited to jump into Google's local services ads with you today. You've been telling me how these are an absolute game changer for your clients, so excited for you to share more.
Absolutely. Excited to be here.
Great. So, with that being said, let's jump into today's agenda. This is what we'll be discussing today. So, first, what are Google local services ads? Why LSAs are a game changer? Local services ads versus pay-per-click. We'll discuss optimizing your Google business profile using Caleb's GROOMS method. We'll share some steps for setting up Google LSAs, how to get, manage, and monitor LSA leads, and we'll talk through a Google business profile checklist and leave plenty of time for Q&A at the end. And again, we want to keep today's discussion interactive. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and we'll do our best to get to them through the course of the presentation. And like I said, at the end, we have plenty of time for Q&A. So Caleb, I am going to turn it over to you. Tell us, what are Google local services ads?
Yeah, Google Local Service Ads is what the LSA stands for. They are a new pay-per-lead service from Google. They've recently rolled out to the pet industry, and what's sweet about those is they take your Google business profile and put it right at the very top of search results when someone's searching for your service in your local area. And they are newly eligible for grooming, boarding, training, and daycare businesses.
That's great. How long have Google LSAs been around?
They've been around for a few years. They started with like home service companies, painting, and all that kind of stuff. And they've recently rolled out to the pet industry, namely, like I said, the grooming, boarding, and training businesses. So, yeah, it's relatively new for the pet industry, but they've been around for a few years now.
Okay. And I guess what percentage of your clients, or what percentage of pet businesses that you speak with are already leveraging them?
Yeah, that's a great question because one of the things that's so special about LSAs is not a lot of people are familiar with them. So, I would say a very, very small percentage. For example, I'm here in the Phoenix metro area. There's over 5 million people that live here, multiple businesses. I've got about 6 or 7 groomers in my area running local service ads. So I can't even quantify how small that percentage is. But there is a huge early adopters benefit for jumping on these as soon as possible.
Right. And it looks like Bonnie raised her hand. Let's see if I can allow her to talk. Maybe we save it at the end for the Q&A, if that's okay, Bonnie. So tell us, why are LSAs a game changer?
Yeah, so one of the key features of LSAs is they will take your Google business profile and put it right at the top of search results. So, as a business owner, you guys know everyone is scratching and clawing to get to the top of those Google search results. The benefit of LSAs is they'll put you right on top of regular Google ads and the map pack and the organic results. So, your business profile's right up there. We're actually getting leads, right? So, it's not a pay per click service. We're getting leads from Google, and they are Google intent, high quality leads as well. So pet parents searching for your services, ready to book.
Okay. And your clients have seen good results from them?
Incredible results. Yeah, I have one mobile grooming client that runs solely on Google LSAs, and he's absolutely crushing.
Love to hear it. That's great. And yeah, if you do have questions, if you want to type them into the chat, that'll be helpful. Let's see here. Yeah, that'd be great, at least for the time being, and we can probably get to them throughout the presentation. So let's talk about LSAs versus pay-per-click. What are the differences, Caleb?
Yeah, so you guys are probably all very familiar with pay-per-click. When you think of Google Ads, what you think of is the pay-per-click service. So this is where you're searching up all your keywords, you're typing in a bunch of stuff, and you're spending all that time researching, developing your landing pages, and you're paying essentially what the name says per click, the number of clicks through to your website. LSAs differentiate themselves by being a pay per lead service. So you're
Hmm,
actually only paying when someone calls you or shoots you a text or email.
got it. So if a business is already running Google Ads, how would these LSAs complement their existing strategy?
Yeah, there's no competition or, like issues with them colliding or anything. You can run them side by side because a lot of businesses have very successful long-standing PPC campaigns. This is just another way to generate more high quality and high intent leads. And if you're concerned about being omnipresent in your marketing, another place where you can appear first.
Okay, wonderful. So excited for you to share with the audience your signature grooms method. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so essentially with local service ads, it's taking your business profile and putting it up first in the search results. So that's really the place where you're competing with other people running these ads. So instead of having to write highly engaging copy, doing video design, graphic design, landing page testing, you just need to make sure that your Google business profile looks great, is optimized, and when someone clicks on it, they're interested in your services. So I've developed my signature grooms method. It's a 6-step framework to help you optimize your Google business profile. And we're going to be sending you a checklist after this as well so that you can take this and implement it. But really, it's pretty straightforward. So the G stands for get your profile right. So you want to make sure that you have your hours, contact info, complete list of services, and everything that's informative about your profile completely optimized and accurate. Second, you want to regularly refresh your photos. So if you haven't updated your photos in years, photo quality changes, your phone changes, all kinds of stuff changes to where people are going to see outdated photos. And then Google also likes to see the activity. So every month, I'm going to encourage you guys to upload new photos of happy pets that are very high quality.
Okay. So once a
Next up,
month.
oh, go
Sorry,
ahead. Yeah,
once a month is optimal.
I would say once a month because that activity also sends signals to Google that this is an active and engaged business.
Okay, great. Sorry.
Yes, no worries. Next, you want to make sure you're optimizing for keywords. So if you are providing certain services like dog grooming, you want to make sure that your services and your service areas are all listed on your profile somewhere in your bio, list your services, and then even in your review responses. You want to use your keywords as often as possible. Next up, you want to make sure you're actually observing the performance of your Google Business Profile. So you can actually click onto it from the dashboard and you can see the number of phone calls generated, how many customer interactions you've had, directions requests, and click through to website. Because once you optimize it, you're going to start to see those numbers go up. So you want to monitor that and make sure that you do have a Google Business Profile that is performing optimally. Next up is the M. So that's maximizing Google's features. Google loves when you turn on all the stuff that they suggest that you turn on. So not surprising, right? They want you to use their features.
Mhm.
So turn on messaging on your profile, post regular updates about things that you're doing. If you're already posting to social media, you could just cross post those same posts. And then keeping your hours current. As well, if you are like veteran owned, woman owned, or can get any of those trust badges on your Google business profile, click all of those as well, because those are, really great for helping Google differentiate you. And lastly, and probably most important, would be securing more reviews. The most important thing on your Google business profile is reviews, the number of reviews, and the quality of reviews. When we're running LSAs and your profile's up in the top spot, people are just going to see like the number of stars, the number of reviews you got. And the more reviews you have, the more competitive your LSAs will be, especially given that there's only so few people that are running these currently.
That's great. Do you have any strategies for businesses to generate more reviews?
Yeah, so one of the things about reviews that's so hard is, you have to remember to send them out. You're going and grabbing your link, you're sending them out. So you really need to have it on autopilot. So you want to have some kind of software or tool that can, take it from you when someone completes an appointment, sends out that review for you. So you want to have it on autopilot, you want to have it automated, and you want to have a review generation tool that can take that part off your hands and ensure that every time somebody is happy, you are getting a review from them.
That's great. Yeah. So little MoeGo plug here. So if reviews are important to your business and they're obviously important here to for Google LSAs and your Google business profile, we do have a review booster built into the platform. So what it'll do is after somebody completes their appointment, it'll send them a text that says, "Hey, rate your service." And if they rate it a 4 or 5, or if just a 5, depending on the settings that you have set up, it'll send them another text and ask them to leave a review. And I know one of my clients just 8x'd his reviews in a month using the review booster, which I thought was pretty crazy. So had to plug MoeGo there.
Yeah, absolutely. Having your reviews on autopilot is mission critical, and there's not a better tool than MoeGo to help you get hands off and ensure you're getting high quality reviews, on repeat.
Sure, sure. All right, so we have a couple of steps here for setting up Google LSAs. Caleb, walk me through those steps.
Yeah, so the steps, there's a lot here, but it is really straightforward. So really what you want to do is start by going to the Google Local Services Ads homepage. If you just search up Google Local Service Ads, it's going to be the first thing that pops right up. You'll click it, you'll recognize it right away. The first thing you're going to want to do is confirm your eligibility. So you actually got to run in and put in your service area, and all the details about your business, and it's going to tell you if local service ads are available in your area. After that, once you get set up, it's going to ask you to either create or link up your existing Google Ads account. If you're signed in with an email that already has a Google Ads account, it'll auto link it for you. If not, it'll walk you through the process of creating one. Next up is making sure that your Google business profile is synced as well. So ideally, you're signed in with the email that owns your Google Ads account and your Google business profile. It'll auto find that for you once you do that. Make sure that you type in the name of your business exactly as it is on your Google business profile, or it's going to give you headaches later and try to sync up either some other business or something crazy like that.
Sure.
So you can claim or create a Google business profile at that point. You're going to add in your business details right after that. So the business name as on your profile, like I said, your website, and then if you have any licenses or insurances, because some states require if you're kenneling or creating dogs, you do have to have certain licenses as insurance. You guys are going to know your state's a little better than me. So, if you have any of that stuff, it's going to ask you for it on Google. Next up, it does require a background check. So you are going to run through and do a background check. They walk you through the whole process. You click a link, it puts you over, takes your information, and that takes 48 to 72 hours roughly, but can just depend on the number of requests they have. After we've done all the setup steps right there, this is where we're going to want to get clear about what we're doing on LSA. So you want to define and choose your advertising goal. Are you looking for an extra appointment a week? Do you want to generate all your leads on LSAs? Those are two different goals. So that's going to help us in determining, I'd like to see an extra 20 leads a week, 30 leads a week, and I'm going to use LSAs to do that. So once you have that goal defined, we can start to talk about what the budget is, right? So you're going to be setting up a daily or weekly spend. I usually recommend doing like a weekly spend somewhere around 120 and $150 a week to start, but it's obviously going to be reverse engineered from your marketing goal.
Mhm.
So you can go ahead and go to the next one, Brian.
Yep.
Yeah, after you've set your budget, like I said, somewhere around 120 to 150 a week, you're going to want to choose the keywords that match with your services. So when you set up your business category, it makes it a little easier than standard pay-per-click ads. You're actually going to be just choosing like services that you provide, and then Google will like keyword cluster that for you and take care of that part. So you just want to toggle on and off. Like let's say you don't do cat grooming, you want to toggle that off, or you don't do gland expression, you want to toggle that off. Or if you do them, you toggle them on, and Google will take care of the keyword part for you. Just choose your services properly. Next up, you're going to choose your location where you want your ads served. So if you're like a stationary salon, you're going to want to choose like your address and do a radius, or maybe your whole city, just depending on the metro area that you live in. And then if you are a mobile groomer, sometimes you bounce between certain zip codes or counties. You can actually go down to the zip code level and punch all those in as well. So you're going to make sure that you dial in the location that you want your ads to appear, so you're not getting out of area leads. After that, it's all about creating your ads. So the good news is we are not doing, like landing pages and split testing and all that kind of stuff. Really, you can just upload images to it, and it's going to link your profile right up top. So if you want to create any graphics or images, you punch those in, put it right up top. But even just a picture of like your mobile van or your salon, that'll do the trick. Lastly is the ad setup. So now we have your advertising goal defined. I want 50 leads a week. We have our budget, right? I'm spending 150 a week. And then we have our service area defined. Your ad is all set up. So you just need to make sure that your profile, the Google business profile, is optimized with your photos and it's completely accurate, and you followed that 6-step grooms method, and you're basically all good to go. So I know that sounds like a lot, but really it's an easy process. It walks you all through it, and it's step by step once you get to that Google Local Services ads landing page.
That's great. So yeah, many MoeGo users are typically small business owners, and oftentimes they're wearing multiple hats. About how long does this typically take to set up, would you say?
Yeah, the application process is pretty quick. That's not going to take you too long. You could knock it out with an hour or two of like blocked out time to just focus on the application. You're going to
Okay.
be looking at like 3 to 5 business days on the farthest end, the longest amount of time for the application to go through, because they do submit that background check. They do have to like verify your profile and other stuff. So given that there's no headaches or mismatches on those business profiles that I had mentioned to you, you can get these things running in about a week. And
Okay.
the application process is pretty quick.
Great. Would there be any reason for a business to not qualify for LSAs?
Really, the only reason is going to be if you are in an area that LSAs have not rolled out to yet. That's why we check the eligibility on the front end. It's You're going to
Yep.
punch in a zip code where your business is at, and they're going to tell you whether it's available for you or not.
Awesome. And I guess just a good starting budget for this. Does any
Yeah, I
insight
recommend
there?
like 120 to 150 a week.
Okay.
Average cost per lead, and we'll get into it in a little bit, somewhere
Yep.
between $10 and $30, just depending on where you're at in your location. So you're spending 150 a week. We're getting $10 leads. We're talking about 15 high quality leads a week coming to your business. And you can
Nice.
obviously just reverse engineer what your goals are. You want to spend more, get more leads. That's going to be kind of determined on the back end there.
Okay. And then do these work differently for mobile businesses versus brick and mortar locations?
Not at all. They work just the same. You're obviously set as a pet groomer on your Google Business profile, so that's the category.
Sure.
But really, all you're doing is selecting your service area. So a salon, like I said, is going to want to choose like a radius around their address, or just choose the city that they service, or multiple cities if people drive to you.
Mhm.
Alternatively, if you're driving different places, you can choose cities or even zip codes that you service. Because I know a lot of you know, local mobile groomers who are like franchised have certain zip codes that they're allowed to service. So you just punch in your service areas, and it'll only show in those areas.
Great. So Caleb, how would one get their LSA leads?
Yeah, so that's the neat part is it's really straightforward. Somebody's going to search for your services, right? Dog groomer near me. Your LSA is going to pop up right at the top with your reviews, services, and contact info. And then the lead's just going to click either a little phone icon to call you or a little message icon to send you a text or email. So it really couldn't be easier.
Okay. Wonderful. We're breezing through this. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, tell me about managing and responding to those leads.
Uh, yeah, so there's an internal dashboard on LSAs that you're going to be able to use.
Okay.
So, you're going to have a leads dashboard that's going to show you all your different leads, whether they were phone calls, messages, and or emails.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you have a great response time to these, because Google actually rewards quick responses. And, there's studies that show like 50% of business goes to the people who respond first. So a lot of times you want to be right on it, especially with so few people running these LSAs. It's going to be
Sure.
easy for them to be like, oh, I haven't heard back, let me try another one. you want to
Hmm.
respond very quickly to secure that business.
Yeah.
And then lastly, monitor your calls, messages, and make sure you're tracking how many of them actually became booked appointments, because your
Okay.
conversion rate is going to be mission critical to determining your return on investment and whether this is a good marketing strategy for you and your business.
Great. And so your clients leveraging pet care platforms like MoeGo, how have those helped with managing and responding to leads?
Yeah, so considering we're talking to people who went through, like a service like Google, right? They searched for you, they found you.
Mhm.
These are people who are actively in the buying process. So ease of booking is mission critical, right? So MoGo is great because you can send a booking page directly to them, send them the link when they do message you, or if they call you, text them the link, and they'll be able to book right there, right on the phone with you. So the ease of booking is mission critical to the success of these as well.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, I heard from one of our clients over the weekend that what they'll do is if somebody is calling and let's say they're taking care of a pet and they're not able to answer the phone, they'll use the auto reminders in MoGo to automatically send that person a text with an online booking form, or just letting them know that they'll get back to them very quickly, right? And just
Mhm.
different ways of capturing or catching, and making sure that nobody, or that they don't actually go and talk to somebody else, right? Or
Yeah.
talk to the next person, like you were saying. So, I don't know, I heard that and it stood out. So,
Yeah.
um,
You want to have as much of it on autopilot as possible. So
yeah,
if, you can have those automated messages that come in when someone's curious about your services, or you can just send them a link so they can do the booking themselves. It's going to save you so much time, especially if you're still hands-on grooming dogs, training your team, worrying about all that stuff, wearing too many hats. Having those automation features is going to really help the performance of these ads.
most definitely. So, tell me now about monitoring success of these local services ads.
Yeah, so you want to know your key performance metrics so that you can determine whether or not this is actually profitable to you, right? So you're going to want to track the number of leads you get, how much you spent, and then how many booked jobs you actually got. So
Sure.
we're going to look at like, we got, let's say 30 leads a week, right? We spent $300 and got $10 leads. So that is going to be about 30 leads. If we spent $300, how many booked jobs is it going to take for that to turn into a profitable endeavor?
Yep.
Right. Most of the time, and I'm going to use just mobile grooming for example, but the average mobile grooming ticket across the country is somewhere between 130 and 140. Let's say we got a bigger dog, it's going to come out to 150, right?
Hmm.
So two booked jobs basically make up your ad spend. So anything above that is going to be a profitable investment. So, if you
Nice.
got 30 leads and we booked 10 jobs, right? We spent $300, we got 150 times 10, that's 1500 bucks. You got, pretty good return on your ad spend there. I think about a 5 times return. So you want to make sure you're
Yeah.
tracking total leads, how much you spent, and how much money you got on the back end of that. After you have that number, you can start to control your budget. Like, hey, this got me $5 for every dollar I put in. I'm going to
Hmm.
up my budget and try to get more leads. Or, maybe this is too many jobs. My groomers are full and I need to work on getting another van. We
Yeah.
can talk about lowering
Problem
that
to have.
budget. Yeah, it's a great problem to have. So that's where we talk about your budget control. So you set the weekly budget and you just adjust it week over week based on performance.
Awesome. That's great. All right. So, Caleb, this has all been awesome. Really appreciate you being here. Guys, if you're excited about this, drop a little fire emoji in the chat, little Caleb idea there. And if you're excited, we have some additional steps to ensure your success here. So, Caleb, what are some ways that we can do this?
Yeah. So the next thing that we're going to do right when we hop off of here is we are going to send you our GROOMS Method checklist. That is the 6-step checklist to optimizing your Google business profile.
Hmm.
You want to do that before you launch these LSAs because if your profile is dialed, then your ads will perform better. Additionally, after that, you're going to hop over to the local service ads page and go through and do your application. If you run into any headaches or you're having any issues, no worries. They actually have a phone support number that you can call on that landing page, and they'll walk you through setup and make it really easy for you.
Oh, nice.
And then lastly, once you're set up and ads are running, monitor your leads, your ad spend, and your booked jobs within your LSA account on their dashboard. So you're going to want to make sure that this thing's giving you a return on your investment. But those are really your next few steps. We'll get you that checklist right after this webinar.
Okay, great. And I'm just realizing that chat is disabled. I apologize for that. If you do have questions, there is the Q&A section here. Apologies for that technical difficulty, but yeah, I do see a couple of questions here, and we'll get to those in just a moment. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. So yeah, Caleb, what are next steps with Good Boy Marketing?
Yeah, so if you're interested in generating more leads for your business, either on social media or on search engines like Google, Good Boy Marketing's your go-to for that. We help pet businesses across the country connect with more local pet parents. And we're ready to help you as well. So you can go to goodboymarketing.com/pet parent connection and sign up for a free 15-minute phone consultation about your business so we can discuss where you're at, where you're looking to go, and see if and how we might be able to help. Additionally, just shoot me an email at caleb@goodboymarketing.com and I can get you set up, or visit our website if you want more info, www.goodboymarketing.com. And that is BOI. It's not BOY. So, go ahead and go to goodboymarketing.com. Check out our website. We have testimonials, results, and all kinds of info on there that you can see as well. And then you'll be able to book pretty much from anywhere on the website. So you want more leads, you want a full calendar, and you want to connect with more pet parents, we're ready to help you do that.
Great. Yeah, Caleb's the best. Please go check him out. And for another little MoeGo shameless plug, if you're not familiar with us, again, we're an end-to-end business platform built specifically for pet services businesses so that you don't need multiple tools to manage your entire business. So designed to simplify operations and help you scale your business with confidence. We're used by over 7,000 pet care businesses today. We're an all-in-one platform for mobile groomers, grooming salons, boarding, daycare, and multi-service facilities. So some of the solutions we provide include lead generation and marketing tools, appointment scheduling, online booking, route optimization for mobile groomers, CRM, robust reporting, payments and bookkeeping, staff management, 24/7 live support. So yeah, everything you need to run your business in one platform. And really our goal is to provide the best possible experience for pets, pet parents, and the business owners themselves. So had to plug MoeGo there. And if you're interested in learning more about MoeGo, you can head over to our website, www.moego.pet. And we have a specific booking link here. So moego.pet/goodboymarketing. You can also shoot me an email at brian@moego.pet, or just again visit our website. So and Caleb, let's excuse me, let's open it up for Q&A. I see some questions here. Again, sorry about the chat being disabled. Let's see. So Brad had a question here. Excuse me, choking on something. He's in a very large metro area with over 3 million population. He's wondering what the cost of the lead might be there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And I got your question up here too, Brad.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, every location is different, right? If you're in a very large metro, I always say the range of lead cost is going to be somewhere between $10 and $30, as long as your profile's optimized and things are going very, very well. I don't think you have to spend more necessarily to be the first result. But it's going to be a result of like how optimized your profile is on how much Google trusts to recommend your business. So if you're already spending, right, because I saw your other question that up to 560 a week, optimize your profile following the GROOMS method, and you should start to see more number one results and more of a more movement on that cost per lead, right? We want to see it in the $10 to $30 range. And what I would say is in a large metro area, if it is competitive, right? If there are other companies running these at the moment, I would say you're probably looking at like somewhere between probably like a $20 to $30 lead. If it's highly competitive. If it's not highly competitive, you can get closer to that $10 cost per lead. I know of a groomer that was running them over in California, and they were getting a like $4 to $10 cost per lead, which was absolutely crazy for like Google quality leads.
Oh, wow. Do
So
you know
hopefully that helps.
which part of California?
I believe it was the Long Beach area.
Okay. Okay. So not too far away. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, And then Brad also asks, how do you measure ROI? Does Google help with this, or how are you doing it on your end, Caleb?
Yeah, so there's a couple things you're going to want to know. Google's not going to give you the ROI like 5x on your thing, right? They're going to tell you how many leads you generated and how much you spent, which is two parts of it. There's two other key metrics that you need to know, and it is a manual thing unless you have a performance tracking dashboard, like we typically set up for our clients, or that you can sign up for as a business owner. But you're going to want to know number of leads generated, how much you spent. Then you're going to want to know average cost per ticket, right? Your average ticket cost, or if you can get the exact amount that these people spent, that's even better. But I usually just use average ticket and then booked jobs, right? So you take the um, average ticket and you multiply it times booked jobs, and then you see how much you spent. And that's where we're going to determine, like, if you spent 300 bucks and you generated 1500 in booked jobs, then you got a 5 times return on your investment. But yeah, it is a manual process. It's not too hard to run, but the only thing you can do to automate it is sign up with a marketing partner that might have a reporting dashboard for you, or find some kind of reporting dashboard as well. You can also just run through Google Sheets. Sometimes you can integrate things and do cool stuff on there, but it's a bit of a manual process.
Sure. So if folks were to hold on, let's see. Okay, Brad also asked. He says he received a lot of price shoppers. So okay, he ends up paying $30 for a price shopper. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean that can definitely happen. The back, like, these people are high quality Google leads, so they're lower in the funnel. So the thing that I always recommend on this part is price shoppers, that is a buying question, right? But not a lot of times they are searching for the lowest price. They're actually searching for the best value for their price. So this is a part where you get to inject, a little bit of fun sales stuff in there, right? Justify your services to them. And if you can get them on the phone and you have them going with, all of that stuff, what I would say is you just want to make sure to use that opportunity to sell your services before giving them a price. When someone says, "What's the price?" Don't hop right in and give it to them. Say, I want to give you the best price possible. I'm excited to do that. But I just need you to answer a few questions. And we're not just talking age, weight, and breed. Where do you normally go for grooming, and how was your last experience? A lot of times when you say something just as simple as that, they're going to say, "Oh, well, it was awful. My dog was in a kennel for 5 hours and it was this, that, this, and the other." And if you're a salon, you can say, "We offer express grooming." Or if you're mobile, you say, "Oh, this is a one-on-one environment. You don't have to worry about that." So price shopping is a good thing, because a lot of time those guys have buying intent and they're not actually searching for price, they're searching for value. So that's an opportunity for you to kind of jump in and sell them on your services. For charged and not charged, your other question, Brad, the criteria is just, if these were valid or not valid leads. You actually have the opportunity with a pay per lead service on Google, the LSAs, to like dispute leads as well. If somebody's from out of area, or they were a very low quality lead, or let's say it was a duplicate contact, you can actually, or they weren't interested in your services, right? This person doesn't have a dog. You can actually go to leads and refute them. So Google's waiting to validate the lead to charge you for it.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Caleb. All right, looking through the questions here, does anybody have any more questions? All right. Well, I know we blocked off an hour for today's conversation, got done in about 30 minutes. Love it. Give you back some time in your day. Really appreciate everybody taking the time to join us today. Again, we'll be sending that checklist out to you here shortly. Caleb will. And then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Caleb or myself. We can share the slide deck, or we have the recording as well if you need it. So again, really appreciate everybody's time today. This was awesome. Hope to do it again soon. Thank you so much, Caleb. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you guys all for being here. Best of luck with your LSAs. Get out there and crush it. And we will send you the Google Business Profile Checklist right after this. So best of luck, guys. Go crush it and connect with more pet parents.
Awesome. Have a good one, guys.
Yep.
Bye.